Brought to you by DK Audio.
DK Audio presents The Herb Book, The Stories, Science and History of Herbs by DK and read by Sid Sagar. Chapter 1. Herbs and Their Uses. Humans have been using plants for thousands of years for purposes that go far beyond food. In this book, we define a herb as a plant that has medicinal, culinary, or cosmetic uses. Introducing herbs. Herb is a term with several overlapping meanings, but in this book, it refers to any plant that humans cultivate or collect for use in cooking, medicine, cosmetics, perfumery, dyes, and other applications. The definition of a herb. To a botanist, a herb, or herbaceous plant, is a non-woody plant that dies back to the ground at the end of the growing season, as opposed to a tree or shrub, which has one or more perennial woody stems. An alternative definition of a herb, and one that is used in this book, is a plant which has leaves, flowers, seeds, fruits, shoots, sap, or roots, tasting or smelling sweet, bitter, aromatic, or pungent, that in limited quantity make food more flavoursome, aid human health, or produced pleasing fragrances. These useful plants make life better, healthier, or sweeter smelling. Herbs as medicines. Egyptians planted the first herb gardens around 4,000 years ago. They cultivated culinary herbs mostly, but other herbs had medicinal uses. By trial and error, humans had learnt that many plants have health benefits, reducing symptoms of disease or helping wounds to heal. Herbalists collected this knowledge and then advised on treatments for specific ailments. This tradition continued to modern times. Herbs or spices. In cooking, herb describes the herbaceous, aromatic leaves, stems, and flowers that are best used fresh and confer subtle flavors to food, for example, thyme. Spices are the more strongly flavored, pungent, or bitter, often dried products, usually made from seeds, roots, or bark that are richer in essential oils. However, all are herbs in the broader sense of a useful plant. The art of the herbal. Apothecaries gathered, prepared, prescribed, and sold medicinal herbs. One of the earliest, the Greek Dioscorides, wrote a classic reference work, or herbal, called De Materia Medica in 50 to 70 CE, which described many herbs and their uses. Plant classification. Plant names in ancient herbals are often unfamiliar, and the many common names can also be confusing and vary considerably. Scientific names, in botanical Latin and based on Carl Linnaeus's 18th century system, offer a consistent international system of nomenclature that helps to describe relationships between species. For each species, there is a type specimen held somewhere in a herbarium collection, against which other plants can be compared. Spice capital. The ancient city of Shifta, Israel, was a key post on a spice route that ran from Asia to the Greek and Roman empires from the 3rd century BCE. An apothecary store. The term apothecary comes from the Greek for storehouse. Medicinal and culinary herbs were hung up in bunches to dry, including dandelion, nettle, rosemary, sage, and lavender. How classification works. The relationship between plants is determined by comparing their key physical features, especially of flower forms.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?